Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. The river indeed does not reject the fish, but the crocodile must still respect the river's boundaries, okay? Now, we got another report that Ooni of Ife allegedly clashes with Gospel over bringing her kids into the palace. How dare you? Who permitted this? As Gospel cried, begged Ooni of Ife that she thought that what is good for the goods is also good for the Ganges. Yes, so this is what we are hearing. What is going on is that they said over the weekends, Gospel went and brought her kids into the palace of the Ooni of Ife, that she had a very serious problems with her mother. And the entire time it's been her mother that has been taking care of her children. And so she got this problem with her mother, and she went to go and bring the kids, not just to the apartment outside the palace again, this time right inside the palace, without the permission of the Ooni of Ife, because there've been this clear, order concerning non-royal kids. You know, when Kabiyesi was about to marry all of these women, a lot of them have children outside. And one of the major discussion they said they had, as it is alleged and rumored and speculated and making the rounds on social media, was that the kids will be kept outside the palace. That is, the non-royal kids will be left outside the palace. Apparently, they were able to kind of decide on what the mothers will have to do with these children, okay? But, after the marriage, most times women will just keep quiet until it happens. So they were thinking it's going to be business as usual, where you agree on one thing and you go ahead and you do another thing. And one reason why it's been very difficult for Ooni of Ife to keep up with that standard is because Ebony's girl has always been in the palace. Recently, the girl didn't come down with the mother. The girl is in UK because, of course, it's school period. Ebony didn't want to move the girl and bring the girl to the palace, when they came. But then again, we all know that when Ebony comes to Nigeria, as a matter of fact, that girl, will I say, literally grew up in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. And so the girl has always been in the palace, right? And maybe that is the reason why it's been very difficult for Ooni of Ife to keep up with our rules as it concerns Ebony's daughter. So right now, they said Gospel went and carried her children, her two children. They are very small, okay? There's one that should be about 4 years, and there is the other one that should be about 2 years now, that they went and brought them to the palace. But as it is, they said she brought them without the consent of the Ooni of Ife. And because of that, they said the monarch is not finding it funny, and the monarch has really kicked against it. And the monarch was very, very upset upon learning that those kids were in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Dela Rama. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the source. And still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. I share and do well, my people. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell. And do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. We are getting a report now that there's serious battles going on in the palace. Because of what Gospel did. Gospel had gone ahead to bring her kids into the palace without the consent of the Ooni of Ife. And they said this will not be the first time this is happening. They said Ikpe also some time ago went to go and bring her kids into the palace. Now, for Ikpe's kids, I don't even know what to say, because a lot of people are saying those kids were adopted, but others are saying they are her kids, okay? But that's not the discussion we are going to be having today. Is that of Gospel. Gospel just went ahead, brought her kids into the palace without the consent of the Ooni of Ife. They said this has really irritated the monarch, and the monarch was just, as in very upset, very, very upset. Now, a lot of people are saying the reason why the Ooni of Ife is supposed to be a father to every child acted that way was because of the way the Oloris themselves has handled issue concerning Olori Naomi. You cannot fight so much to keep Naomi out of the palace and keep Tadenikawo, who is the first son to the Ooni of Ife, out of the palace. Then you go and bring your own kids inside. And I think this is where the women are getting it wrong, if that information is correct. If Naomi doesn't come to the palace, there is a likelihood that Tadenikawo is not coming. And it's a no-brainer for you to do everything that is within your power to keep Naomi out of the palace, and then you go and bring your own kids into the palace. Tadenikawo is the first son of the man, the crown prince of that man. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Yes, people are still, dwelling on the fact that she left, nobody sent her away. You people keep saying she left, nobody sent her away. Do you not understand the circumstances for which she left? Apparently, if she had not left where she left, maybe something would have happened to her. And some of us would have come back to say, why didn't she leave? She was supposed to leave. And now she left. Everybody has got something to say. Why, and all of that. Now, if you are fighting so much, both spiritually, physically, and otherwise, to ensure that Naomi does not return back to the palace, you have no right whatsoever to bring your own kids into the palace. And they said that is exactly what the monarch is saying. That if you are fighting so much to keep Tadenikawo outside, you have no right. Your kids do not have a place in my palace. Do not bring them. That was the agreement we had before we got married, that the non-royal kids will stay outside the palace. Why are you guys bringing them? And I do not even understand why they continue to test the patience of the monarch, because this is exactly what they continue to do. One thing, the man gives an instruction, they go ahead, they do as they pleases. If he gives an instruction, they go ahead and they do whatever they want. And this is because people just take advantage of the kind-heartedness of this king. And most times people are saying that this man that's the Ooni of Ife, with due respect, should be hardened enough towards these women so that they will know their boundaries. Yes, people need to know their boundaries. You want to fight so hard that Tade doesn't come to the palace. You want to fight so hard that Dr. Elizabeth doesn't have her own kids. Then you want to go and bring your own from outside and come and keep in which palace? They said it was a very serious wahala after the birthday celebration on Sunday, that it was a serious wahala when Ooni of Ife had to put gospel down to address this issue. Address the issue. And they said she was crying and begging that it was just an emergency situation. The mother neglected to care for the children any further. She didn't know what to do, and she had to bring them since they are very tender. I said, okay, they are this tender. Omo, you did not think about it before you left them initially. That is, if that information is correct. And so this is what we are hearing. If the information is correct, they say it's been a very serious problem that did not go well at all with the Ooni of Ife and everyone. And this is the problem on ground right now. Do not forget that the following content is based on rumor and speculation found online. It's not been verified and should not be seen as fact.